Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
You're the manager, right?
Where'd our promo go, Garrett?
Say live entertainment coordinator.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, guys. It's Lauren Dair Owens.
It's Adam Lusk.
And Ariel Fournier.
I definitely didn't know we were on just then. It's okay. Normally I wait until that intro comes in and then I quote every line of it.
Garrett's fault.
I even gave you guys a heads up, and I signaled with a thumbs up when we were live.
I was talking. I was not looking.
I'm sorry, none of us got your message. But anyway, this is the Music Project. Today is the 8th of February, and we're celebrating Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, we are.
Brought some Valentines for my lovely people here.
Happy Valentine's
So, I told them
Day.
that it has special instructions. So
Okay.
basically you have to take your fist like this.
Straight up, they look like condoms.
I'm sorry.
Just throwing
Promise
that out
they're
there.
not.
When Ariel throws them on the table, it says, "Here, have this for like."
I was
what is
like-
this for?
Are you coming on to me?
Wait, so it says for the best results, shake it for a few seconds.
After. Wait.
Oh,
Okay. So
after.
Garrett, are you ready?
Okay, so we can
Okay,
smack
ready?
it with our fist. Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
What is this?
Woo!
What? Another bag?
Why is mine not working?
It's coming.
Oh, jeez.
And then you can shake it.
Awesome.
Like Taylor Swift says, shake it.
I was
Is
about
this
to
one
say-
gonna-
Guys, mine never
explode too?
popped.
It should be.
Mine never popped.
Maybe shake it then.
Ah!
There it goes. It's going. It's about to pop. It's about to pop,
What's
people.
This is really suspenseful. I don't like this.
Ready? It's coming.
Okay. That's just.
I really don't want to touch it.
I don't want to touch it either. Okay, what are we doing, Ariel?
Came up.
Okay, what happens
It's
now?
like when fireworks don't go off. You want to
Yes.
touch it, but you're scared to.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, then I shake it.
Why are we shaking it?
Well, this one just so it inflates fully.
Oh, because it's really cold.
Yeah, it's like the whatever material. I don't know why this one didn't pop.
You're probably looking at us wondering if this happens on every show. It doesn't, I promise. As I
Yes.
shake this open, how about you introduce our guest for the day?
Yes, we have the lovely Shane Tucker with us in studio today. I
Lovely.
think my mic is going in and out. If you cannot hear me, go Adam. Got that
Lovely.
open.
Yeah, I got it. I got the thing open.
Um.
Be mine.
Yes.
I like that lovely.
Yes, of course.
100% love.
Well, thank you so much for coming out today. We are so excited to have you here and tell us all of these wonderful stories that we can't wait to hear.
And who is Shane? What does he do?
Shane he works at the Hard Rock, and he is the event coordinator.
Live event coordinator,
Live.
stage manager, all that good stuff, man.
He's
Yeah.
got many, many titles.
He's like by far the coolest person at the Hard Rock. He just hangs out whenever I see him. We just chill there.
Yeah,
about
it's pretty
music.
cool. I met Adam, about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, some long
And,
time ago.
I'm so sorry.
No, he's a smashing young man. He's great. So for those of you listening, I'm a little bit under the weather today, so if my voice sounds shot, I'm sorry. So,
You sound good though.
yeah.
You sound like you should be announcing movies.
Well, this summer.
That's
But
awesome.
one of the cool things that we offer at Hard Rock, and it's a position that I got started in, is it's called a vibe host, and it's called visual individual behind energy, and that position, what that entails is one of our things that our mottos that we have is provide authentic experiences at Rock for our guests, and Hard Rock's been around for over 40 years with an amazing menu that we have. And
yes, I know. I told him. I was like, I want to talk about the menu. I'm Italian, so I'm
food.
like, I need to talk about food.
we'll get into that, but one of the things that I remember a long time ago. I used to live. I'm from the South. I'm originally from Arkansas. Yeehaw!
All right, Florida.
And I finished my last 2 years of high school in Florida,
Nice.
on the West Coast in Bradenton, south of Tampa. But
nice. My cousin's in Bradenton.
But I'd only been to a couple Hard Rocks when I was growing up in New Orleans, and then when I moved to Texas, to Dallas, and the old Hard Rock in Dallas used to look like a courthouse, if you will, and so I would go there all the time and hang out, and I actually tried out for. It was a show. It was called Rockstar Supernova that was on years
Hey,
ago.
I remember that show.
Yes, and
It was like American Idol, right?
it's kind of like similar to it. Yeah, and so it had Gilby Clarke from Guns N' Roses, which I'll get into that a little bit later. Tommy Lee, Jason Newsted from Metallica, Dave Navarro. So, anyways, I sang at the Hard Rock. I tried out for it, but me and the guy got into it because he was just being a jerk, whatever. So, anyways, I sang a Simple Man, Shinedown's version of Leonard Skinner's song.
Nice.
So it was really cool. But anyways, you go to Hard Rock there. There's so much history with our memorabilia, and I mean we're known as the Smithsonian of rock and roll.
Yeah.
And,
Totally.
And so. And if you know what the Smithsonian Institute is, if you ever go to D.C., it's like amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never forgotten my experience going to that. So imagine that, and the Smithsonian Institute, and it being nothing but the history of rock and roll.
Yeah, that's every
which
time
is
I
so
go.
many genres of music to begin with. So everything from hip hop to death metal to everything. I mean, it's just So, and I remember the person would come around and they had like a pad. A yellow pad, and say, "Hey, what do you want to hear?" So I was like, "Oh, of course I want to hear, Motley Crue." And remember, everybody, I'm old, okay? For all you people listening, Guns N' Roses, all that kind of stuff, and Prince, whatever. So, excuse me.
Yeah, do your thing.
So, anyways, I never in my life did I would ever imagine working for Hard Rock, and my family, my mom and I, we moved out here in 2009, and I do acting and stuff like that. And so as soon as I got out here, I was gone. I went back to Louisiana, Shreveport, to work on films. And when I came back home, I was like, "Oh, hey, Craigslist, Hard Rock Cafe," and so I got the job.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I got hired for that. Over 2,000 people applied, and only 230 people got to work there. So, anyways,
Fantastic.
So that position, anyways, it's we connect with our guests, and that's how Adam and I met. They came into the cafe, and we sit down with guests. It's more than just being a DJ, so to speak. I mean, anybody can take that pad and go around and say, "Hey, what do you want to hear?" But we provide an opportunity for guests to, the way I approach it is like they're going to be controlling the music in Hard Rock, because the way it works is that they pick out a song on our iPad and our network of songs that we have, which is amazing.
It's
like,
huge.
Yes.
Huge. It's gotten more. We're getting better at getting newer stuff in
It's very
there.
diverse, too.
It is very diverse, and which is what rock and roll is. It's very diverse. It's not just hard rock. It's rock and roll. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so it gives our guests an opportunity to pick out songs, create their own playlist. But we, on that level, we really try to connect with the guests and talk to them about like where they're from, or like hey, let's what makes them tick musically. Why do they love hard rock? Why do they love music? Because and I can sit here for hours and tell you guys stories about my experiences with like rock and roll and working for people and stuff. But that is as close as some people will ever get to their favorite rock star. So
Yeah.
just like yesterday, we had somebody come in. We have a big display with Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. We have his Harley up there. That he
Nice.
donated to us in 1996. And he had it painted before he gave it to us. So that motorcycle has been in a few different cafes. And then now we have Tommy Lee's spandex. And maybe some of you guys out there listening, maybe your parents will introduce you to Motley Crue at some point in your life. But,
What do you find is the most requested when
you
is
know
there
what?
several that are like always requested
Well,
pretty much?
That's a very good question. 20 years ago, to lead into that question, 20 years ago, I found myself when I was doing radio and stuff, I'm like, where is music going to be at in 20 years from now? And now 20 years went by like that. So, there's all kinds of like just so many new stuff. So like, of course, hard rock is very family oriented. We cater to all different types of music. So, we have, we even have Let It Go.
Oh my God, that's
I mean,
hilarious.
seriously.
Wait, the Frozen
I
song?
mean, we'll play like Paramore. That's what you get
Yeah.
You know, and then Ain't It Fun, the new stuff from Paramore.
Yeah.
Paramore, did I say Paramore? I love it. It's awesome. It's cool stuff.
Well, she also did your guys' Halloween thing back in October. Haley did.
She did. Pinktober, which is our breast cancer awareness month. We've been doing that for years now. We've had stuff like Melissa Etheridge and Bananarama come and play, and
I saw that.
Yeah.
When I was in Gravity Hill, I remember just cruising down Nashville, and I remember passing by a Hard Rock, and there was just a thing of Haley Williams, looking all cool.
Yeah.
On the thing. It said Pinktober. I was like,
yeah, it's Pinktober.
What's
She
that?
actually the video that I love this song. I'm sorry. If any of my friends out there listening, don't judge me. But Still Into You.
Yeah.
Dude, that song is absolutely, it's just so catchy, man. And so anyways, the bike that she rode, the BMX bike, she donated that to Hard Rock.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
and usually, it was, she came in and she donated the bike to us, stuff like that. But anyways, you'd be amazed, okay? It absolutely astonishes me that parents with their children, they come in and they'll go, "Hey, what do you guys want to hear?" I'm expecting them to say Taylor Swift with the girls, of course. And I don't try not to be like too judgmental because of
It's a family place. Yeah.
well, with children, because you never know. Like my little girl's 7 years old. My daughter Cadence, I love her so much. She just like knows every country song, every pop song, everything. So automatically, you don't want to assume that these kids just like, oh, you want to hear Taylor Swift? Okay.
Yeah.
Or Jonas Brothers or like whatever.
Jonas Brothers.
They ask for AC/DC, Black and Black, or they ask for Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, it's absolutely, and you know what? And for me, because I'm older, or whatever, it's absolutely cool to me because that parents educate their children. Not just with everything that's new today, but when you have a child that's 16 years old, a teenager that's 16 or 11 years old that asks me to play the Rolling Stones for him, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. So there's a lot of different things that people ask for, a lot of AC/DC, Taylor Swift, Metallica, what's the band that does Everybody Talks? Neon Trees.
Yep.
Great band. Paramore. I mean, we used to be. We have some Justin Bieber.
Oh my God! So
See, that's a
funny.
funny thing though, because people, they're like, well, Justin Bieber's not hard rock. Well, it is. We one of our models is love all, serve all. So we that's the thing with hard rock. I mean, like I said, we cater to all different types of music. That's what we envelop, and so times change, and music changes. So I think hard rock does a really good job of trying to associate themselves with our brand with all different types of music. Everything from Black Veil Brides to Ray Charles to to like I said, Paramore. Why I keep saying Paramore?
Because Lauren loves
Paramore's
Paramore.
awesome.
Lauren loves Paramore, so I'm sure she's like attracting it. She's like Paramore.
to Britney Spears, and to Britney Spears, and so.
But I think about the education's very important. I mean, my little brother's 10, and when for a while he's like, I hate all music. I'm like, you don't hate music. You just haven't found the right music yet. And his favorite song currently is "Hooked on a Feeling" by Blue Suede. He's 10 years old. Yeah. So
usually I can sing. Usually I can sing
So-
right now.
I'll look at him and he listens to that, and then he listens to like current 21 Pilots, and he listens to like a bunch of different stuff. But I think the most important part with kids, like, not even kids, but kids to young adults, is just exposing them to everything, because they won't like everything, but just giving them that option. And you guys do a great job of that, especially with the memorabilia, so they can really associate with the person.
Yeah, well, and yes, absolutely, because like I said, that is as close as some people will ever get to their favorite rock star or their memo, whatever. But and you're talking about children in particular. So I want to add that the third Sunday of every month at our location on Hollywood Boulevard, which is 6801 Hollywood Boulevard, next to the Dolby Theater, we do a youth on stage show.
Oh, awesome.
And and basically what that show is we cater to. We want to give those kids an opportunity to get up there on stage and like just absolutely have the best time and build their confidence and give them the ability to give them a platform to play on, and I have to give kudos to my sales and marketing team for Allison Moss and Celine Dimmer. I mean, they're absolutely wonderful girls to work with, and they came up with the idea of doing this youth on. I mean, other hard rocks do it too, a few others that I know of, but it absolutely is just an amazing thing, man. You get up there and you see kids They play. I mean, there's a band called Kansas. I don't know if you guys know who they are.
Yeah.
But they have one of the most prolific and most rock songs of all time. It's called "Carry On My Wayward Son."
Yeah.
And these kids got up on stage from School of Rock, which thanks to Trisha Cardell if you're listening today, and they played the song. I was absolutely blown
that's a hard
away.
song to do.
It is very. I mean, if you played on Guitar Hero,
Well, my dad's in a band, and one time, yeah, right.
I mean, it's like, I mean, literally, it's like an awesome song.
Yeah.
And, and you see these kids get up there and they play this song. And I worked for Kansas before. I used to be a stagehand and do all kinds of production work and stuff like that. And I saw Kansas play, and they was like their 35th year together. And they all got off stage and looked at, they all hated each other. But anyways, I was like, you guys played this song pretty much better than the band Kansas did.
That's a huge compliment.
So when you see kids up there playing these songs, and they play mostly covers, and you see a band that plays Led Zeppelin and just kills it, and so it's I just can't express myself enough on it. It's just so awesome to be able to give these kids an opportunity to come up there and play and do that. So it's just awesome because as big of a music fan that I am, I mean I grew up listening to Johnny Cash, Kiss. Again, remember, I'm old, people. And I used to be a break dancer too.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You're gonna
I'm
have
not
to
kidding.
show
I'm not
me.
even.
I wish we could like.
Headstands,
I'm not even
please.
kidding you. I was a guy that was like, I'd go out, take my little linoleum tile mat outside,
Oh my god, I love
and
it.
break dance.
Straight.
And
That's
break dance,
awesome.
wear my Nike high tops with the black swoosh on them.
Nice.
That were long around before any of you guys were ever. And then at night I'd go inside and learn how to play guitar, and so to me it was. I feel very blessed that I had the opportunity to be indulgent in different types of music. But anyway, so youth on stage is a really cool thing, man. It really is, and
not to sound negative, I think when you first see kids go up on stage or whatever, you're not expecting much. You're kind
Well-
of just like, well, they're kids, whatever. But then you see them play, and there are some really talented,
there
amazing
are
kids out there.
and even though and that's the main thing about it is that I mean, of course, everyone wants to hear something that sounds good.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see the looks, see the parents that are there. They're very supportive of their kids, and the younger kids that are just starting out, it's whether it doesn't matter the talent caliber. It's just the thing that we want to focus on is giving them, because the more that you let them get up on stage, the more they build their confidence.
Yeah.
And they're going to be comfortable with playing in front of people. You know what I mean? So that in itself, when you see little kids get up there that are 5 or 7 years old going, radioactive, oh. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really cool, man. It's
Flawless.
really cool. So, and then
That's so
of
cute.
course you
Oh my
have
gosh.
your more kids that are more tenured that have been playing for a while. And like I said, man, when they get up there and bust out songs like, Carry On My Wayward Son, and when they play newer stuff, like they play Paramore again, there we go. Or just anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's astonishing to hear kids play Metallica sometimes. They're like, yeah, or
They got the Hetfield scream down.
oh yeah. I mean, like one time this band played Pantera, and I was like, that's one of my favorite bands, and I was like, what is going on right now? And they nailed it. They killed it. So, but it's a cool thing.
Like,
so.
I know I was raised in, a small town in Alaska. And
Alaska, where?
Anchorage. And
Oh,
you guys just opened a location
yes, we
there. I
did.
know. And I was just about to talk about that because my dad, when I was growing up, would not let me listen to kids' music. He's like, you're not going to listen to the Wiggles. You're not going to listen to
my
Barney. You're going to listen to my music. And so the first 3 songs I learned how to sing were Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, You Can't Always Get What You Want, and Peaches by the Presidents of the United States. And so I remember
That's
the
pretty
first time
cool.
I came out to LA, we went to a Hard Rock Cafe. And, I grew up with Rolling Stones, Queen, Journey, Bon Jovi, all that stuff. And so walking in and seeing all that stuff and hearing the music was very cool because we didn't have that at the time. It just opened, within the last year or two.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I almost wish I had that. And now I want to go there and see what they have there. But
Yeah, I'm really anxious to to go there and see it.
I'll be a tour guide.
And that's what's cool. It's like they're all different, so you get a different experience at each one. You see
Yes.
different
Yeah,
stuff.
you're exactly
it's not
right.
like when you go into regular, normal restaurants, they all have the same outline. Well, you get a different experience
It
at
is.
each Hard Rock.
The thing that's really unique about our cafe, of course, number one, we're in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
And we also have another location at Universal at City Walk, and that
I go
one,
there a lot.
that one has been there for a long time. So in 2007, the Seminole Indian Tribe of Florida bought Hard Rock. So if you go to our cafe on the Boulevard, you see the more modernized look of Hard Rock. But if you go to City Walk, you'll see the more old school Hard Rock. But it's just an amazing thing, It's just the memorabilia, all the stuff that we have, our menu. All that kind of stuff, man. So it's just really awesome.
Yeah, my
It's really
favorite thing
awesome.
is you guys have the best fajitas. I always go there and I order the
Vaginas?
fajitas. Oh my god. Yep.
Fajitas, they're really good
So
too.
good.
What is your favorite menu item? Have to ask.
Oh my gosh.
Because you must have had
Oh, and
everything
you guys
by
have
now.
like a great brownie ice cream,
The
massive
brownie is
sunny thing,
amazing.
Sunday
it's huge.
thing.
It's huge. Like I think
It's huge,
I think
yeah.
15 people could eat one. of it.
Really?
No,
It's
it's not
true.
that big.
No, really.
But it's good for. I think it can feed about 3 or 4 people. But my favorite menu item, I really like our Fiesta burger.
Yeah, that thing's good.
It's really good.
Ooh.
And and I, for some reason, I don't know why, but I waited till about 2 years after I started working there, and I had our dessert, the apple cobbler. I was like, okay, I'm sold.
Yeah,
it's
you're
still-
like,
I still-
never leaving here.
it's really-
I
until
still
you
haven't
discount.
had that.
But the cool thing about it is everything that we do there is all made from scratch.
That's great.
Everything is made
Fantastic.
from scratch.
Well, with the one on the Hollywood one, you can see the kitchen is open. There's like a bar type thing.
yeah, you can
that-
see the kitchen; it's open, and you can see the guys working back there. And then right above that is one of our mottos in big red letters that says "Love all, serve all." So, yeah.
My other favorite thing is that Hard Rock plays music video. I think at all
Yeah.
locations you guys play the music videos
Yeah.
streaming throughout the whole day. And I
Yeah,
love
we do.
that.
We have a constant rotate or constant playlist that's played from our corporate has their or the headquarters has their own, the playlist that plays every day. And then what's cool about it is that they have that playlist playing, and then when you go to sit down like I've done with Adam before, we start putting in songs, and then immediately right after that next song it comes up and it starts playing.
Oh my gosh.
So
It's the coolest thing because I remember the first time I was there, I was like, dude, can I request a song? And he came up with this cool iPad thing, and then I picked like 20 songs. I didn't even finish my food, or I didn't even.
yeah, we played a lot of songs.
The playlist didn't even finish
It's
by the
kind
time
of
I
like
walked
the
out.
modern day jukebox.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Coolest thing though was when I don't think you were there, but one of the servers came up with the iPad and just left it at my table, and I just
We had some fun.
kept putting
I've
in
left it at
songs.
your table before, Adam.
Yeah,
That
Even
was
when I have
fun.
been there. I'm like, here, just take it, go.
And then Adam takes it upon himself. He's like, we should go ask people what
That's
they
what I
want to
do every
hear.
time.
We try to remember that there's a lot of other people in the cafe that want and so we really try to and engage. We try to get our staff to really engage in that,
Yeah.
and to build that experience. If you see somebody walking in with their Nirvana shirt or a Motley Crue shirt or a Paramore shirt, you have to take notice to that. Okay, well, what if I, and sometimes I'll surprise people, and I'll just kind of walk by and okay, we've got a Paramore shirt on right there, so I'll play Brick by Brick,
And you see him light up. You're like, yeah.
or you got a Michael Jackson shirt on or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll play some Michael, and then after when I load the song up, and then I'll go look at them, and they're just like, oh my God, you're playing that. This is playing in the cafe right now. So it's really cool to see that reaction, and they say, hey, you know what? I kind of surprise them sometimes. I'm like, hey, I saw you wearing this shirt, man. I just thought I'd play the song for you, and they
It's very meaningful
That's really
too.
great.
and they dig it. They really, 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 really dig it, man. It's really cool.
Well,
so.
you guys are a very strong brand as well. I mean, you have your own T-shirts and everything. And if I'm right, I think last time I was in there, I saw a Barbie doll, like a Hard Rock Barbie doll.
We used
What?
we used at,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
some point. At some point, we had some Barbie dolls, in there and stuff. Our it's so funny how the history of Hard Rock has enveloped. Like I said, we've been around for over 40 years, and we opened our first cafe in 1971, June 14th, I think. Yeah, June 14th, 1971, in London in Hyde Park.
Oh my gosh.
And as far as our merchandise goes, our first. I mean, if you go anywhere, everybody's gonna have a Hard Rock shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know?
I don't go.
It's like everywhere.
You know the logo, you know the
you
brand.
know it, and I mean, sometimes you see Hard Rock shirts that aren't actually Hard Rock shirts, but
Yeah.
but
They're the same design.
But there's no denying when you actually, people. I mean, it's like one of the most well-known, recognized brand names in the world. So everyone has a Hard Rock T-shirt, just about. If you don't have one,
I know. I'm so mad I didn't. I have like a few, and I should have
Boy.
worn it. I'm so dumb. I should have brought it.
Yeah,
I
it's
know, right?
okay.
That's what I was thinking today too.
Dang it!
No, it's
How
cool,
did I
man.
forget that?
It's cool, but we our T-shirts were like a soccer team. Their version of soccer or football in London. They started a Hard Rock team. They had shirts, so the shirts just started out of a little hut, and now they it's everywhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just like with when we started the cafe. Peter Morton and Isaac Tiger, I think I'm saying that right. Tiger, they're the founders of Hard Rock, and Peter was from Chicago and Isaac was from Alabama or from the South, and they both had very different views on the business and stuff, and so they started the first cafe in London, and they started Hard Rock because they wanted to bring the classes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for people to interact with each other, to give them a place where all is one. And that's one of our mottos, you know what I mean? And all is one. So, and so it just took off, man. The first piece of memorabilia we ever get was from Eric Clapton.
That's awesome.
And for anybody out there that's listening, if you don't know who Eric Clapton is, you need to know.
Please
He's
go
one
on
of the
YouTube.
greatest guitar players of all time.
We've been talking for 30 minutes already. It doesn't feel like that
Oh, wow.
long. I
Wow.
know, long time. So let's take a music break really quick, and
Okay.
then let's come back on that. I want to talk about the music memorabilia
Yeah.
that we have on the walls, and I want to talk about our most interesting guest.
Okay.
So that's coming up after this. What song do we have?
We have Escape Route by Paramore.
Just for you.
Oh, wow.
I got a life out there somewhere, it's waiting. Lined with palm trees and only new faces. If I could look past the present and get there, well, baby, it's worth a shot. Just enough time to plan an escape route. I put my map on the wall in the basement. Not for the victory to run from your problems, but it's the only plan that I got. It's the only plan that I got. And if you try to find me now, I'm in all the echoes that have faded out. So I'm moving on, 'cause I just want to feel for once that I belong. And that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Crossed the state line and called out a warning. Not too long now, I'll breathe California. Paid my dues and I tried to be loyal, but now I'm done with all that. Where I'm going is everyone's story. We want new lives, we love to start over. It's not a question of who are we really, it's who we wanna be. And if you try to find me now, I'm in all the echoes that have faded out. So I'm moving on, 'cause I just want to feel for once that I belong. And that's what's going on. All that's in between
And we're back. That was Escape Route by Paramore. I love that song.
I don't think I've ever heard that song before.
Nope, it was actually just released on the deluxe edition of their new self-titled album.
And it's called Escape Route.
Escape Route, yeah.
Escape Route?
Yeah, so go check out their new deluxe edition. They have a couple new songs. They have Escape Route. They have
Escape Route.
Native Tongue. They have a remake of I Hate to See Your Heartbreak with Joy Williams from the Civil Wars. And a
I love
bunch of
Civil
live
Wars.
stuff.
Civil Wars is a great.
I know.
Yeah.
Civil
Escape
Wars is
Route's on
killer.
there.
Yeah,
Great
Escape
band.
Route is.
Escape Route.
Good job, Adam. We got that down.
Escape Route.
Escape Route.
So, I have a personal question. Has there ever been a celebrity that has come into the Hard Rock that you have like completely freaked out
Fangirled
about?
over?
Fangirled over?
Well,
How to keep your cool? Like,
yes.
let me.
Well, no, look, if you allow me to, I'll tell you a story. here.
Yes.
Is that Justin
Please do.
Bieber?
Please do.
Yes.
I'm
it's
not a
Justin Bieber.
believer. About 2 years ago, 2012, we had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to meet Slash,
Oh my gosh.
and we did a thing. We had this thing. We bought Hard Rock bought his star to be put on Hollywood Boulevard. So that in itself is amazing, you know. And I don't know if a lot of people really know about how this whole star process goes on the Boulevard, but you just can't get your star put on the Boulevard. Like, oh hey, let's put Adam Lusk. Let's put Shane's star on the Boulevard.
Adam Lusk.
There is a there's a process to that. So anyways, I got to meet Slash about 4 months before that event happened, and 4 or 5 months before that. And that's also the year I went to London. Hard Rock sent me to London because they pick one person from every cafe to go to London for Hard Rock Calling, and I got picked to go
Woo woo.
to have a good time. So it was very fun. So it was one of the most incredible summers I've ever had since I was a kid. You know, go to Slash, meet Slash, go to London, see Slash at Jimmy Kimmel, see Slash at the Golden God Awards for Revolver Magazine. This is great. So, but such an amazing person, and you know, I mean, I've got the opportunity to work with a lot of amazing artists, whether they're celebrities or not, on my whole tenure of working in the music industry. But when you get to meet somebody of that caliber, I grew up listening to Guns N' Roses, you know, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle, you know, one of the most prolific rock bands in the world that just paved the way for so many other hair metal bands. Or like I wouldn't even call Guns N' Roses a hair metal band. They are rock and roll,
dude.
That's it. I mean,
Like,
they
if
are.
you haven't heard Sweet Child of Mine, you were living under a rock.
You know, and again, that goes back to when I was telling you guys about when kids ask for songs. You know, I was like, no, Guns N' Roses. Yeah, I don't hear Taylor Swift. I don't hear that. They ask for Guns N' Roses. So.
That's
Well,
awesome.
you are in the hard rock.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, even though it says hard rock in that, I mean,
It caters to everything.
We embrace the rock and roll. There's like I said, there's so many categories that embrace it. So, but I will have to say that is absolutely one of the most memorable moments of my life when I got to meet him, and then when the day of the actual ceremony was great. Him and Miles Kennedy. Miles, I mean, the guy is such an amazing singer. He plays in a band. He sings and plays guitar in a band called Alter Bridge, and Alter Bridge used to be Creed.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they are Creed minus Scott Stapp, and but there's also a movie called Rockstar. I don't know if you love music at all in general and you want to learn some music history, watch the movie Rockstar. Mark Wahlberg is in it.
Oh, dude, I've seen that movie. He falls off the stage.
So, anyways,
right?
at the end of the movie,
Don't ruin it.
Well, that's part of the intro. That's
so
nothing
when
special.
At the end, Mark actually hands the mic to Miles Kennedy because Mark's done. He took the place of somebody else in the band. So Mark's he's done. So he gives the mic to Miles Kennedy, and Miles is a fan. He goes up there and starts singing. He gets up on stage and he knows all the songs. So, anyways, Miles is a great guy. Absolutely, just amazing. Slash is really cool. I got to meet Ann and Nancy Wilson of Heart.
Ooh.
And if anybody knows who Heart is, you know that those one of the most amazing female-fronted rock bands in the world. The sisters, Ann and Nancy Wilson, you know, who were just amazing. So, you know, I met Slash, Heart.
Your Heart was recording at a studio I was at maybe the day later.
What's
And
that?
They were recording at the studio I was recording at maybe a day after I did. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I just hang
Come back
around for a
tomorrow.
day. Just I can wait. I'll sit outside.
I'll sleep on the couch right here, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
super awesome. So and then I met Taylor Monson or was
Whoa!
yeah, pretty much.
You can tell
met
Adam's.
her.
Yeah.
We do a lot of buyouts for companies and stuff like that. And I met
Yeah.
Ray Parker Jr.
Okay. very cool.
Ghostbusters.
Fantastic.
Dum, 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 dum,
Who you
whatever.
gonna call?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Not Adam.
Most definitely.
But
I'd be so scared dealing with
but
ghosts.
it's and the cool thing about it is like a lot of my friends say, oh, Shane works at Hard Rock, it's cool and but the really cool thing about so many of my friends that are musicians, they know that I'm there. So they come in, like my friend Chris Mora, he plays in the band Blackville Brides. You guys heard of Blackville Brides?
Yes.
I love that guy so much. That's my buddy. That's my buddy. I was his tech on a tour before he was in that band, and crazy stories from the road.
Adam's gonna come hound you after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me, teach me your ways.
Yeah, just cool guy. I've
Yeah.
met a lot of cool people, man. So it's a lot of my friends and acquaintances. They're old '80s hair metal rock stars. They're hanging out, and there's some they're still going, man. They're still kicking it. You know what I mean? So
we've asked about your favorite food. We've asked about your favorite celebrity encounter. Do you have a favorite piece of memorabilia?
That's a really, 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 really. Did I say really? Really hard question to answer.
Because there's so much of it.
I mean, there's a couple pieces that really, really stand out for me. I mean, particularly in our cafe. I mean, Nikki Sixx's Harley from Molly Crew is amazing. I mean, that's just that speaks in itself. That was featured on the cover of their album Girls, Girls, Girls. Let's see what else. God, there's so many cool things, man.
Yeah, you kind
So
of just
many
walk
cool
in
things.
and there's so many things to take in and observe.
Outfits,
and-
instruments.
One of Prince's guitars is at the City Walk Cafe. You walk in and the front doors, and then you turn right around and look, and there's this Prince's guitar. It's very uniquely shaped. It's really awesome.
Is it that logo?
You kinda no, well,
It's one of the logos.
yeah. And then over at that cafe, we have Tommy Lee's drum set from the Dr.
Yep.
Feelgood tour.
Yep.
You got stuff from Velvet Revolver in there. You got stuff from Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi. I mean, there's so many things, man. So many things. But I think my absolute favorite piece, and I have to be totally honest, is probably Dimebag Darrell from Pantera.
Yeah.
He has a guitar that was used on the Great Southern Trendkill tour. That's diamond plated, like diamond plate.
That's
And,
awesome.
he was one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Yeah.
In my book, and it's not just because I was a fan. And I was able to get a little bit closer than most people are to that camp.
Yeah.
And Rita Haney, his long life partner, lives out here in Hollywood now. I've had her for a judge for our Battle of the Bands contest. She's going to be coming up for Hard Rock Rising, which is coming up in March for our global Battle of the Bands. So, it's a lot, man. It's a lot of history there.
So, my question
Yeah.
is, what exactly does it take to get a piece of memorabilia in the Hard Rock? Like, what can I do to give you my drum set?
Well, you could be famous to start off.
You know what, Lauren?
Adam is famous,
Yeah, thank you.
almost famous.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm almost
Favorite
there.
movie, no
I'm almost
joke.
I
there.
just watched it the other day, actually.
I watch that at least once a month.
Baby. I promise you, I can really sing. I just can't right now.
I'm a golden guide.
Yeah. Usually an artist, how we get our memorabilia is donated by the artist itself. There's a whole list of protocol they have to go through. They have to have a letter of authenticity. They have to have a picture taken with them, piece of memorabilia.
Wow.
Something that says, "Hey, I signed this on this date" or whatever, stuff like that.
So it's real and
yeah.
authentic.
And then the other aspect of that is that it's Hard Rock goes to auctions like Christie's. They have a lot of stuff they auction off. So that's how we actually get the memo. So
That's cool. You know what I think is super cool? I went to the Riverwalk in San Antonio, and they got a Hard Rock there. And that was one of the greatest Hard Rocks I've been to because it was, right on the river. It was
Right.
awesome. But right at the front door, they have a brick wall that they moved into the I don't remember where it originally was, but they have the original brick wall that they took apart and moved, or I don't even know if they took it apart, but it was something that Aerosmith had spray painted.
Oh my god.
But they have a brick wall in the middle of the Hard Rock. I'm
love
like,
it.
what?
Just yeah.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, Hard Rock's memorabilia collection is absolutely speaks for itself, and make no doubt about it. Every bit of memorabilia that we have is absolutely 100% authentic.
Yeah.
Sometimes people come in, hey, is that really Eddie Van Halen's guitar that you have hanging up on the wall? I'm like, yeah. Yes.
Well,
Yes,
you
it
have
is.
been to
I promise.
obviously quite a few different Hard Rocks, but do you have a favorite that you've been to, or one that you haven't been to yet that you would really like to go to? Because it's all over the world too. So.
Well, I've been to the original one in London, which that speaks for itself. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I don't know. I'm a big Australian. I want to go to Australia really bad. I know we have one in Sydney. I want to go there so bad, like really bad. But I think I want to go to the one. I've been to one in San Francisco, which is amazing. I love that one too. One in Dallas, the newer one in Dallas, which is great because that's home. That's my home. That's my other home, and I always take my little girl there when I go home. She's like, "Daddy, let's go to Hard Rock." Okay, let's go.
You're like, I'm surprised you're not sick.
But
of it
I
yet.
think I want to go to. I think I want to go to the one in South Carolina,
Yeah.
or Myrtle Beach, because it's shaped like a pyramid. It really is.
Very
So, yeah,
That one, yeah.
yeah, pretty much. I think so.
I remember back in last March, I went on a cruise, ironically, a Paramore cruise, and 4 days at
The central
sea.
theme of this show.
I think if we had a
Yes.
dollar for every time we said Paramore today, we'd be
We'd
like
be-
Ooh,
rich.
yeah.
We'd be so
Super
rich.
Not that rich,
But
well.
4 days at sea with a bunch of rock bands. Everyone was a little drunk.
Rock cruises.
A
are
lot of drunk.
Oh, yeah, I'm
and
sure.
so we got off. We're hot. We're like sunburned. We're like you just feel gross after that. We got off the boat, and first time on land in 4 days, and we go to a Hard Rock.
Nice.
One in Miami, and there's nobody there. It was completely empty. And I just remember it being air conditioned. And we went and sat upstairs, and we just kind of went, yes. And I forget what we ate and everything, but I just remember just sitting there going, this is glorious.
Oh, yeah.
Because it wasn't, we were with some really heavy rock bands, and for whatever reason that day, it was just very mellow.
really heavy rock bands.
Well, there's like Newfound Glory and stuff like that. So they're playing a bunch of like,
Yeah.
don't air quote
Heavy.
it.
That's heavy.
It was heavy, whatever. But compared to like walking in, and they were playing a lot of like Ray Charles,
They
and, like,
need to have-
more jazzy stuff for the Hard Rock, and I was like, this is quite nice.
They need to have a rock and roll cruise with like Beartooth and Bring Me the Horizon and A Day to Remember.
No, because people would jump off the boat.
Yeah, they would.
Why?
Because they can.
I don't think that would be.
Someone would get thrown off the boat.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
That's
jump.
more likely. That's more likely.
Well, there-
I feel like that would be
Monsters
so
of
much
Rock
fun.
cruise is always fun.
They were saying there was a Kid Rock one, and
scary.
to go, they have a private island, and to get to the island, you have to use your room key to like get on and off the boat. And some guy just thought, you know what? I'm not gonna take the little boat to the island. I'm just gonna swim there. So he did jump off the boat,
Oh
and
my
he swam to the
God.
island, but he forgot his room key. So they left him there until the next boat could pick him up.
Oh wow.
Oh my
So
god.
people do that.
Yikes.
It's on my bucket list to jump off a cruise ship.
No.
I'm just gonna
No,
throw that
sorry.
out there.
Don't do that. But
I'll,
Hard
I'll
Rock.
throw a TV off of it.
We have
God.
a. We
Okay,
have a.
Keith.
We do a. We have a. Speaking of cruises, we have a. I'm the live entertainment coordinator at Hard Rock, so I book our music, and I've had the pleasure of working with some really good acoustic acts and stuff, and I want to give Gabby Ray a plug. I think she's 16, and absolutely, she's stunning. She's opened up for a lot of.
I know the name.
I know that name sounds really familiar, but I can't.
she's
figure
open-
where I've
she
seen
I
it.
has-
definitely know it too.
She has a big hit or single called Scream, and so I want to give her a plug today. She's played our acoustic happy hour that we do at Hard Rock, which we do on Wednesdays and Friday afternoons from 5 to 7.
Very cool.
She's opened up for Vince Neil. She just opened up for Vince Neil, Motley Crue.
Amazing.
And she's Yeah,
At 16?
She's 16 years old.
It's no big deal. It's whatever.
And
I can
absolutely incredible. I mean, her voice is just like, you're like, are you really 16 years old? And I'm like, she's just absolutely incredible. You know, she's got her parents are amazing. We've been very, very fortunate to have her come and play in the cafe, and You know, she kills it, man. She's just amazing. They do acoustic versions of metal songs. You know,
Sweet.
Have you heard of Richard Cheese?
no.
No, he does lounge versions of metal songs.
Oh, well, that's been around for a long time. People do that stuff. You know, Pat Boone and
Pardon me.
you shook me all night long. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like,
that's kind of cool, man. Whatever.
But this guy does like acoustic or like lounge versions of like Chop Suey by
yeah,
by
by System of a Down.
yeah,
right.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
Right.
So you guys are always evolving. I mean, you guys have come a long way
And now
since
you're
your first location.
hotels now too.
Yes.
Yeah, we have over 100. It's so funny because 2 years ago, over 170 properties. Now I just was reading through everything the other day. 190 properties worldwide. That's including cafes, all-inclusive resorts, and then we're still growing. I mean, we're growing like crazy.
I want to go to one of the resorts.
I do too.
I have a question.
Adam, tell your mother. Let's go.
Yeah, Mom, we're going to Hard Rock.
That actually sounds like a great lunch plan, guys.
It doesn't.
Not even
Dude,
joking.
Let's go after the show. Let's all go. But my question was: is there memorabilia in the hotels as well?
Oh yeah, without question. I mean,
more or actually probably
there's
equal. They're equal amount.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, we have a warehouse in Orlando called you call it the Vault. You know, there's a vault in London. It has some really precious memorabilia, but there's a warehouse in Orlando that there's a lot of, there's memorabilia there that goes out to every cafe. So whenever we get ready to open up a new location, I mean that memo goes right there, man. I mean seriously, dude. I mean there is a ton of memorabilia that we have.
You have it all up on the walls, but then you have like 3 vaults of just memorabilia, just stuff.
Yeah, it's big time. Yeah, I mean if you go to any hotel you go to, or any Hard Rock property that you go to, you will see the absolute best collection of rock and roll memorabilia.
It's amazing.
And how do you decide to change it
favorite
out? Because
restaurant.
every once in a while you say you change between locations and stuff.
About everything. If I'm not mistaken, about every 7 years, the memorabilia rotates in cafes.
Wow.
Everything or just select pieces?
I think select pieces for the most part, but you want to.
Yeah.
The thing that's really cool about our location, like we were talking about earlier, excuse me, is that it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
So we have Jim Morrison's pants that he wore nearly every day for 2 years. The Doors got started, and the Doors. Yeah. Only you would say that, Adam. But we have Jim Morrison's pants there. I mean, the Doors got started in L.A. We have stuff from we have all the stuff from Motley Crue, and we have stuff from Guns N' Roses, and we have stuff from Metallica, and we have stuff from Rihanna, and we have the Beach Boys and Blondie.
I think you have some Katy Perry stuff in there. I think
Yes.
last
Yeah,
time.
Yes.
Katy Perry, yeah.
Damn right. Damn.
I think also just your location. Like I know when you walk in through the front door off of Hollywood Boulevard, you're walking by the Johnny Depp impersonators and the musicians on the street or whatever, and you walk in and you're there, and it's a very cool feeling, especially that location, just because you feel like, wow, this is LA. This is
you're there,
Yeah.
and you're there, and a lot of people come through Hollywood. A lot of people come to LA,
yeah.
And they're always wanting to see a celebrity or
yeah.
or seeing a movie star or this and that or whatever. So, but I think at the end of the day, when they're on Hollywood Boulevard and they come to Hard Rock, I mean, we want that to be the one place that they absolutely will never forget their experience. Because we provided them an authentic experience at Rocks. Because like I said, combined with our amazing food that we have and everything else, and music and memorabilia, I mean, that's, like I said, it's as close as some people will ever get to their favorite rock star.
And you have the Rock Shop, which is cool because it has the different locations. And you also said there was a new T-shirt coming out, right?
Well, we have a T-shirt that we're doing right now with Imagine Dragons, and
Sweet.
and it's one of our Signature Series T-shirts. And Signature Series is a line of clothing and merchandise that we pair up with an artist to do. We've done everything from Ozzy Osbourne. We did one with Linkin Park. We've done one with Rihanna. We've done one with Kiss, The Who. I mean, it's it just explodes when we start doing it. So now we're doing it with Imagine Dragons.
Awesome, guys.
And that benefits the Tyler Robinson
awesome.
Foundation. And the Tyler Robinson Foundation is a foundation that was started by the band and one of their friends' families, because one of their friends' families died from cancer. So that foundation was started to help with the cost of pediatric cancer for treatments and stuff like that. So you can come into Hard Rock, get the shirt. 15% of the proceeds when you buy a shirt or the pen goes directly to that foundation. And then we have some signature drinks that go with that too that we've done. And $1 when you get the drink, $1 from the proceeds go directly to that foundation as well. So it's a really cool thing.
That's fantastic.
Really cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're very philanthropic. Outside of who we are as a brand, our most important message is to be very philanthropic throughout the world. You know, we do a lot of things to help out communities. We have an amazing, a lot of cafes have an amazing ambassador program that reaches back out to the community to help them with stuff. And particularly here in Los Angeles, we do one with My Friend's Place to help kids out that are less fortunate and to help them get on their feet and stuff like that. So, you know, we're all about rock and roll, but we're also
Rock and roll, man. Yeah.
But we definitely wow.
He's enthusiastic. If
We
you can't
wanna-
tell.
I gotta say, I
we
love
definitely want
rock.
to. We definitely want to get back to the community as well.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hard Rock has
So-
always done a great job at just charities, you know, and then you do the Pinktober, the T-shirts, some of the money goes back. And you guys have just done an
You guys are
amazing job.
fantastic.
Besides, you know, the hard rock aspect, you know, you're still
Right.
you got your softer side.
It seems like this hour has like flown by.
I
Like,
know,
it feels
that's
like we
the
just
fastest
started
hour.
like 10 minutes
Absolutely.
Fastest
ago.
hour.
But we want to thank you so much for coming out. I think we've all learned a lot, and
Totally.
this has been a really fun show.
And you've made us
very-
want to go to Hard Rock again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're
I'm
going
gonna
today.
lunch. We get lunch in an hour. I think I know where we're going. So thank you so much for coming in. I know that we've been trying to plan this forever, but it was
thank you.
worth
You
the
know,
wait.
I really love what you guys are doing, and
Thank you.
It's really cool, man. You know, you're reaching out to an audience that thrives on. You know, it's so important to embellish in music and to give kids an opportunity, or you guys your age, an opportunity to embrace music the best way possible. And you guys are doing a fabulous job, and thank you so much for having me here. Seriously, this is
Of
awesome.
course.
Thank
you.
It's
Thank you.
really awesome. So cool.
Well, until next week, I'm Lauren Dair Owens.
I'm Adam Lusk.
And I'm Ariel Fournier.
Rock and roll, man.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, and we'll see you
Yay.
next week. Bye.
In the future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future